can you really invest in one dividend ETF forever? Yes, you really can, as SCHD makes life so simple and easy for dividend growth investors. You can just sit back and relax and never have to worry about researching stocks. As I see so many dividend stock portfolios with tons of random dividend stocks that may provide a high yield, but not the growth or performance you're looking for to retire early or even live off dividends that could be more than the money you earn from your full-time job. Thankfully, something like Charles Schwab's US Dividend Equity ETF, or SCHD, is the best long-term investment for dividend investors who not only want to retire early, live off dividend income, and have an infinite money glitch due to the power of compounding your dividend income and returns with way less risk than those who are putting in literally hundreds and hundreds of hours into picking their own dividend stocks for their individual or dividend stock portfolios. On this graph here in Seeking Alpha, out of all the best dividend ETFs in the stock market, such as DGRO, VYM, Noble, and many more, SCHD beats all of them by quite a large margin. And in comparison to something like Vanguard's VOO or the S&P 500, SCHD is able to not only keep up with the top 500 companies in the United States, but also beat them during different economic cycles, which can serve as a diversification play in any 2, 3, or even 4 fund portfolio for dividend income. SCHD in the past 10 years has had an average yearly appreciation of 10.56%, which is more than the S&P 500's annualized average return since inception in 1957 of 10.26%. According to data on the average salary of a worker in the United States, the take-home salary is $53,490. That's $4,457 a month. And let's say we take 10% of that paycheck, or $445, and invest it into SCHD. In 15 years, you would have $187,822, and in 30 years, you'd have over $1.03 million, and in 40 years, you'd have nearly $3 million. Now for myself, I plan to retire with over $5 million by investing in SCHD, as I'm investing $650 per month into SCHD by buying a small amount of it 2 to 3 times per week to dollar cost average into this dividend focused ETF. And since I'm 23 years old, I'm using the traditional age of age 65 to retire. So if we do 65 minus 23, that means I have a 42-year time horizon in my investing career. But with the power of SCHD's super high dividend yield of nearly 3.5%, I can comfortably retire earlier if I really wanted to and live a more than comfortable and even lavish lifestyle. I honestly don't have to wait until retirement age to enjoy the rewards from investing in SCHD, because the great thing about dividends is that it's a great and consistent paycheck. That's how I think about it, is like a consistent paycheck that pays me every quarter. Because unlike traditional growth investing, you have to wait a lot longer to reap the rewards of your investing, because growth ETFs typically have a super low dividend yield, so you're gonna have to wait a lot longer to even enjoy passive income from it. Where something like SCHD, you don't have to wait as long because that passive income is already going to be there from its super high dividend yield. With all that in mind, let's go back to that original average salary of investing 10% of your paycheck, or $445 per month. In 15 years, you'd have $187,822, which is $6,573 per year in annual dividends. Now, over $6,500 a year in annual dividends might not seem like a lot, but honestly, it's more than enough to maybe pay off a car loan, go treat yourself to a fancy restaurant, pay off some debt, or maybe take a vacation of your dreams. And if you invested for 30 years, that's over $36,000 in annual dividends, which comes out to over $3,000 per month in passive income, and now you're talking on that early retirement. But if you kept your money in SCHD and don't pull out early, and reinvest your dividend payments from SCHD, your dividend income will just compound and your dividend payments will just snowball. Your investment portfolio will just keep stacking up and growing, and you'll have more and more money to live off of, which is legit like having a passive income, infinite money glitch. SCHD has grown its dividends every year, so each year you'll receive a larger total dividend payment coming in, and at the going rate, it honestly beats inflation, and this will continue to happen most likely into the future. Now, I know some of you guys are wondering, well, what's SCHD? Now, that's a great question, because you should always do your own research and ask, just because a stock or ETF has great returns doesn't mean you should invest in it without knowing the background. So, well, what is SCHD? SCHD is a dividend ETF that tracks the total return of the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, which is focused on high quality dividend companies. So you're not going to be getting like some garbage dividend stock that announced a 10% dividend annually and then lose its value quickly. You're actually going to get a dividend ETF that will actually grow in share price and grow in dividends. In comparison to other dividend ETFs, SCHD pays a higher dividend yield of currently around 3.5% and pays double the dividend income compared to the S&P 500. SCHD holds over 100 companies from many different sectors like industrials, financials, healthcare, and many more, so it's very diversified in some of the best dividend stocks in the game right now. It also has a super low expense ratio of 0.06%, which is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, in the dividend ETF realm. So with a 0.06% expense ratio, for every $10,000 I invest into SCHD, I'll be paying out $6 every year to hold the fund, which is super low, and with the rest of the money you're saving, compared to other high expense ratios, you're actually going to be making a fortune. For 2024 and into the future, SCHD is way undervalued in my opinion, as some of the Magnificent 7 tech stocks totally took the returns in the S&P 500 last year, and all the stocks in SCHD is currently undervalued. I see it as an opportunity for myself and my own stock market portfolios to diversify my risk this year and beyond into quality dividend value stocks like that of the SCHD ETF. Because honestly, I've been full setting the gas this year, so allocating a small portion of my money to value and dividend stocks will allow me to be more diversified and have a strong dividend yield from SCHD. From everything we talked about in this video, I truly believe that SCHD is one of the best ETFs to catapult not only your dividend income and return on investment, but also set yourself up and your family up for generational wealth. Because let's say that you keep all that money from dividends and from growth of your SCHD portfolio into SCHD and don't pull out those dividend payments, you're going to see your dividend payments and even your growth in your income snowball. Because let's say you don't pull from all that money inside of SCHD from that nest egg that you've built up of dividend payments and from growth of, let's say, multiple millions of dollars, you'll still be receiving a super high form of passive income where you can happily live off of it and then pass that investment along to your kids and they can have generational wealth, or honestly, you could do whatever the heck you want with all that money. Now that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it on how I'm going to be retiring by only buying SCHD in 2024 and beyond. So if you guys like this video, please give it a like because this cute puppy did, and comment down below if you have SCHD in your own portfolio, whether it's a 2, 3, or 4 fund portfolio, and why you guys love SCHD, because it's really undervalued in my opinion for this year and beyond. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day and continue to crush in the stock market, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.